hoping walking the Camino helps discern what God wants in my life.
I feel like there's a link between just moving physically and moving spiritually as well. So I feel like the Camino was a great opportunity for me to just walk materially, eternally, and physically.
It's like my first time heading out alone, I guess. All that responsibility was something that I was afraid of, but that's also something that I was kind of wanted to push myself into because that's something I want to get better at.
Every time I've walked the Camino with groups of young men who are open to the question of a vocation, I've just seen remarkable fruits in their lives. And going on pilgrimage, which is an ancient tradition in our faith, but in all major world religions, is a real rite of passage and something that every young man should consider doing, because it really opens us up to God's grace.
We've got a solid group of about 15, so you've got a bunch of guys all descending the priesthood. There's something interesting going on there spiritually, and everyone's sorting through their relationship with the Lord and where they're being called.
I've heard this from a lot of different people, and I really agree that every young Catholic man who's serious about his faith should be asking what the Lord wants him to do with his life, and because that's really the Lord that Jesus said, "I've come that you may have life and have it to the full." And it's one of my favourite Bible passages because it really shows that if we follow Him, that's where our true fulfilment lies, and that's only in doing His will. And in order to do His will, we have to ask Him what that is.
There's a lot of long stretches of nothing, and you're on your own. And when you're on your own, you can't avoid God really. So it sort of helps you to confront these questions and not run away from them.
We're out here in nature. It's just us and God and Jesus, and we have a chance to just reflect on things, not have to worry about what's going on back home.
And even just simple things like washing your own clothes, and it's very free and very open.
Always time to pray. The simplicity of life was really something that was quite special.
Obviously, walking the Camino gives you great opportunity for discernment, but to do it with other brothers, other young Catholic, good men who are not quite sure just yet where God might be calling them. It's a fantastic thing to offer that support, that encouragement, to be able to have the conversations and to even struggle together and support one another in that.
To discern your vocation, you need a serious amount of time, thought and planning, prayer. You need to set a decent amount of time, a good time frame, and a proper amount of prayer and reflection within that time to make a decision on your discernment and not rush into it.
Gives you an opportunity to pray intensely through the Mass, the Rosary, and to spend time with priests. That's either going to greatly scandalise you or it will encourage you, because on the Camino you're living in very close proximity with priests, and you see us in all our human flaws and imperfections. And my hope is that encourages guys to realise that yes, we've got a divine mission, a great call, a great responsibility, but we are just humans trying our hardest as well.
I learned that the priesthood involves a variety of different people from different parts of the world and different stages in life.
Just being able to ask them questions as well, and learning more about what they do every day, what their personalities are like.
You see their good sides, you see some of the limitations. Priests aren't perfect.
We're going through the same things right now that they have been through, and to really draw strength from their own testimony and their own life, which is a tangible example of how God works in a young man, to call him to a life of service in the priesthood.
The best environment for discernment is silence and prayer, because that's when you can hear God loudest.
Camino experience was a fantastic one, a wonderful one, but one of great difficulty and great challenge at times. There was suffering, but in that suffering there was great joy, and you learn a lot about yourself, and you see the support that others give you and the strength that they give you.
I was looking for answers in a lot of different questions in life, but mainly to have a look at my discernment of where God wanted me in, the Catholic faith.
And it's brought clarity in a lot of areas that will help me in my spiritual growth and development.
As we went along, you could see not only through myself and some of the other men, their pilot light then grew into a flame, and there were definitely a lot of positive outcomes by the end of the trip.
One of the greatest things about this trip has been that for 25 days, a group of young men have prayed every day for each other and for an increase in vocations across the diocese. And that's more important than any one vocation, but that they've shown that they're committed to praying for their peers and for all young people, that they may discern God's will. And I think more of us should do it more of the time.
Watching young men pray is a very cool thing, and you know when something's taking place deep in their hearts. Because I suppose in my life I've been graced enough to feel those as well, and I suppose you can see that in others, and it's so exciting to see where that will take them, that change that they have in their souls and their hearts.
I would really like to thank the sponsors and anyone that made it possible for us, whether it be through prayer or financial support.
This trip wouldn't have been possible without you, and it's been a beautiful and rewarding experience. I've made a lot of good friends.
Gave me a sense of duty, I guess. So I was going on this adventure, but I was also doing it for the service of other people, and that gave a little bit more purpose to what I was doing.
Thank you to all our benefactors. It was really, the trip would not have been possible without your help, and it was really, for me, I think I can speak on behalf of the whole group when I say it was really a grace-filled time, and we're really going to go home with a lot of benefits from this experience.